This is Tom Grassi, and this is 30 and 30, and you're watching Illogical Canadian.
Bonjour mes amis, je suis le Lâcher Canadien. Welcome back to another week in review. So, week 3. We didn't get a Monday night injury this time. Thank God. Also, an update on Nick Chubb. He is so fucking lucky that he only tore his MCL. After the injury that was, he's so fucking lucky. Week 3 was still chaotic, just in different ways. Let us commence. Let's start here. Our Thursday night matchup featured the New York Derp Association and the San Francisco 49ers. This is a great game in all sense of the word. Both teams played very competitive, but San Francisco just wanted it more. And the fucking score you can see above me, it proves it. For the New York Derps, Danny Derps went 22 for 32, 137 yards, and an interception, Aroni Pepperoni. Matt Breida carried it 4 times for 17 yards and a touchdown. The receiving, it was weirdly enough Darius Slayton catching it 3 times for 32 yards. For the Niners, big cock Brock Purdy went 25 for 37, 310 yards and 2 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey carried it 18 times for a total of 85 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, it was Deebo Samuel, 6 receptions for 129 yards and a touchdown, resulting in a Niners victory on Thursday Night Football by a score of 30-12. Still an impressive win for San Francisco, bumping up to 3-0. For the Giants, oh, you poor fucking Giants. Derp, derpity, derp, derp. For our next matchup, we got the Atlanta Falcons taking a trip up to Detroit to take on the Lions in a game between Bird versus Cat. This was a closer game on paper, but in reality, it just looked like a casual football game. Not a lot of scoring, but it was still a football game that people enjoyed for different reasons other than the intensity. But it is what it is. For the Falcons, Desmond Ridder went 21 for 38, 201 yards. Bijan Robinson carried it 10 times on the ground for 33 yards. For receiving, Kyle Pitts caught it 5 times for 41 yards. For the Lions, Jared Goff went 22 for 33, 244 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Jahmyr Gibbs carried it 17 times on the day for 80 yards. For receiving, Amon-Ra St. Brown caught it 9 times for 102 yards. The Lions escape this game with a win by a score of 20-6. Detroit is at 2-1, but so is Atlanta. Just because they lose 1 week doesn't mean the season's over. Not yet, at least. Both teams still look good and in prime for playoff race, but again, it's only 3 weeks in, so we won't see how anything looks until about week. For our next matchup, we got the Chargers taking on the Vikings, and another great thriller of a game. Could Minnesota overcome their obstacles? Can LA finally get over a fucking hump for once in their goddamn lives and, not sabotage Brandon Staley for 1 week? Well, let's find out. I mean, you already know because of the score, or you watched it, or both. But it is what it is. For the Chargers, Justin Herbert the pervert went 40 for 47, 405 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Joshua Kelly carried it 11 times for 12 yards. That yards per carry is not good. For receiving, Keenan Allen decided to channel his inner Madden by going 18 receptions for a whopping 215 yards. Holy shit. How did he not have a touchdown? And fun fact, Keenan Allen even threw a 49-yard touchdown pass. Yes, I am not kidding. He threw a 49-yard touchdown pass to Mike Williams. Speaking about Mike Williams, his ACL did not like him today. He's out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. Godspeed, dude. Hopefully you get better and hopefully you get back on the field soon because you are one hell of a receiver. For the Vikings, Kirk Cousins went 32 for 50, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Sorry. Alexander Madison carried it 20 times for 93 yards. For receiving, Justin Jefferson caught it 7 times for 149 yards and a touchdown. All of this leading to a Chargers victory by a score 28-24. Minnesota falls to 0-3. Despite the roster they have, they cannot fucking seem to get anything going. What is going on in Minnesota? As for the Chargers, Brandon Staley's ass is colder for another day. I guess that's good. For our next matchup, we got the New Orleans Saints taking a trip up to Green Bay, Wisconsin to take on the Packers. New Orleans. It was 17-0. 17 to fucking nothing. What the fuck happened? I don't fucking understand. Oh wait, I think I know what happened. Derek Carr going out with an injury. As a result of his unfortunate injury, you open up the turnover bakery owned by Jameis Winston. Let's just look at this. For combined, Winston and Carr went 23 for 34, 204 yards, and a touchdown. Kendrick Miller carried it 9 times for 34 yards. For receiving, Chris Olave caught it 8 times for 104 yards. For those Packers, Jordan Love went 22 for 44, 259 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Jordan Love also carried it 9 times for 39 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, Romeo Doubs, I've heard so many iterations I don't know. All I know is he caught for 5 times for 73 yards and a touchdown. Again, 73-0. Still couldn't do anything. The Packers come back and score 18 unanswered, take the win by a score of 18-17. Green Bay gets another win, and the Saints are probably screwed without Derek Carr. And, I mean, to make things a little better, at least they get Alvin Kamara back next week. So for them, I guess it's some sort of consolation. For our next matchup, we got the Houston Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in an AFC South matchup. And what was honestly a good game. Both quarterbacks looked decent. Receivers looked all right. Running backs could be a little better, but it's not the end of the world, I guess. But overall, it was a competitive matchup. And everything that you would expect out of an AFC South matchup. A mess. For the Texans, CJ Stroud went 20 for 30, 280 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Devin Singletary carried it 9 times for 41 yards. For receiving, Tank Dell caught it 5 times, 145 yards, and a touchdown. Damn good day all around for him. For the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence went 27 for 40, 279 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Travis Etienne carried it 19 times for 88 yards. For receiving, Evan Ingram caught it 7 times for 67 yards. As the Texans pull away from this game with a victory, 37-17. Sometimes I wonder who's the number 1 receiver in Houston. The answer is I still don't fucking know. Holy shit. Okay. I'm going to try my best to go with this. Miami, you killed them. I don't even need to say the matchup. But I'll say anyway. We have Miami taking on Denver. But what the fuck happened here? Who the fuck pissed off the Dolphins? Who pissed off the Dolphins? What the fuck happened? I don't even know. I don't know what the fuck to say. I'm just amazed. I don't even know. Holy shit. For the Broncos, Chef Russ went 23 for 38, 306 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Javonte Williams carried it 11 times for 42 yards. For receiving, Cortland Sutton caught it 8 times for 91 yards and a touchdown. For the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa went 23 for 26, 309 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Devon Achane carried it 18 times for 203 yards. Holy shit. And 2 touchdowns. For receiving, it was Tyreek Hill's day again. 9 receptions, 157 yards, and a touchdown. Dolphins, holy motherfucking Christ, you killed them. 70-20. But at least you had class and decided not to go for the record. But instead, you at least just took the knee on the final play. I can respect that. But still, a 50-point win where you're in the 70s. Holy motherfucking Christ. For our next matchup, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Cleveland Browns. I don't even want to talk about this game. The score looks cool and all, but I feel like this game was just shitty. Let's just get to the fucking stats. For the Titans, Ryan Tannehill went 13 for 25 and 104 yards. Derrick Henry ran 11 times for 20 yards. How do you hold King Henry like that? And DeAndre Hopkins caught it 3 times for 48 yards. For the Browns, Deshaun Watson went 27 for 33, 289 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Pierre Strong Jr. carried it 6 times for 27 yards. For receiving, Amari Cooper caught it 7 times for 116 yards and a touchdown. Browns win this game 27-3. And I know a lot of people were asking, who is going to be the guy to replace Nick Chubb? The answer comes from an old friend, Kareem Hunt. Welcome back to Cleveland on a 1-year deal. Yep. I guess he just decides to just go back to help the Browns. And I mean, that's a win, I guess, right? For our next matchup, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Washington Commanders. I knew this was going to be a fucking blowout. I just didn't want to say anything. I knew it was going to be a blowout. It was so obvious. It was right there. I'm just saying, if you want to make it fucking more obvious, just don't do what this game did. For the Bills, Josh Allen went 20 for 32, 218 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. James Cook carried it 15 times for 98 yards. For receiving, Stephon Diggs caught it 8 times for 111 yards. For the Commanders, Sam Howell went 19 for 29, 170 yards, and turned into the Patriots version of Zach Wilson and threw 4 interceptions. Brian Robinson Jr. carried it 10 times for 70 yards. For receiving, Curtis Samuel caught it twice for 54 yards, leading to a Buffalo Bills desecration of Washington, 37-3. Washington may not be undefeated anymore, but they're still pretty good. 2-1 is not a bad start to your season, but it can always be better, but it's not bad. Welcome to our weekly installation of Overtime Football. On this week's edition, we see a matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Orioles. Oh my God, I really just called them the Orioles. I meant the Ravens. Jesus Christ, baseball. But yeah, between the Colts and the Ravens, fucking hell. Just get to the stats. I'm not having a night. For the Colts, Gardner Minshew went 27 for 44, 227 yards, a touchdown, and a forced safety because he ran out from the back of the end zone. Zach Moss carried it 30 times for 122 yards. For receiving, Michael Pittman Jr. caught it 9 times for 77 yards. For the Ravens, Lamar Jackson went 22 for 31, 202 yards. Lamar Jackson also ran 14 times for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns, solidifying him as a fucking running back. And for receiving, Zay Flowers caught it 8 times for 48 yards. Despite everything in their best effort, the Ravens could not fucking do anything worth note. The Colts hit the field goal, and they win. Great. 22-19 in overtime. Colts win. This game fucking sucked. Get me to the next matchup. For the next matchup, I have my New England Patriots taking on the New York Butt Fumble Association and the Patriots' annual beatdown of the Jets. This time it seemed to be a little closer, but hey, a win's a win. For the Patriots, Mac Jones went 15 for 29, 201 yards, a touchdown, and a dick punch to Sauce Gardner. Ezekiel Elliott carried it 16 times for 80 yards. For receiving, Farrell Brown was an unexpected surprise. 2 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown. The touchdown being a 58-yarder. Pretty good. For the Jets, Zach Wilson, a.k.a. the fucker of your mother, went 18 for 36, 157 yards. Dalvin Cook carried it 8 times for 18 yards, and Garrett Wilson caught it 5 times for 48 yards. The Patriots escaped MetLife with a win, 15-10, 15, which is also the consecutive amount of wins we now have against the Jets. Fuck the Jets. Jets suck. For our next matchup, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Seattle Seahawks in an NFC interdivisional showdown. This is a good game. It was actually pretty close. Good amount of scoring. It's what exactly you like in a football game. Typically love to see, along with the quarterbacks having a fucking shootout. For the Panthers, not Bryce Young this week because of injury. It was actually the Red Cock Rocket himself, Andy Dalton, going 34 for 58, 361 yards and 2 touchdowns. Miles Sanders carried it 9 times for 24 yards and a touchdown. And Adam Thielen caught it 11 times for 145 yards and a touchdown. Great day all around for the Panthers. The Seahawks, on the other hand, did actually pretty good too. And with Geno Smith going 23 for 36, 296 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Kenneth Walker carried it 18 times for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. DK Metcalf on the reception side caught 6 balls for 112 yards. The Seahawks escaped with the win, 37-27, in a very good, tightly contested matchup. Both quarterbacks looked great. Both offenses looked great. Defenses were kind of put on the back burner, but that's okay. But it was still an entertaining game of football. And I'm sure everyone can agree with that. He wears long pants, I wear t-shirts. He's the team captain and I'm on the bleachers. We got the cheese ticket on the Chicago Bears with Taylor Swift and the audience. Can I please stop fucking doing this? It's cringe as fuck. Please, God, kill me. So why can't he see that he belongs with her? He belongs with her. For the Bears, Justin Fields went 11 for 22, 99 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He also ran 11 times for 47 yards. For receiving, it was DJ Moore catching it 3 times for 41 yards and a touchdown. For the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes went 24 for 33, 272 yards and 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco ran 15 times for 62 yards and a touchdown. And I got to get my nice counter up to 1 this season because Travis Kelce caught it 7 times, 69 yards. Nice. And a touchdown. And he did it right in front of Taylor Swift. 41-10. Chiefs win in the most obvious fucking game possible. If you didn't expect the fucking Chiefs to win here, then I don't know what you're smoking. And I would ask you to pass me some of that. What the fuck's going on? There we go. For our next matchup, I don't know why it took so long on my end to get started. Between the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals in the desert, the Cowboys seem to have a little hard time navigating today. Whatever the hell happened there, the world may never know. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott went 25 for 40, 249 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Tony Pollard carried it 23 times for 122 yards. Receiving, Michael Gallup caught it 6 times for 92 yards. For the Cardinals, Josh Dobbs went 17 for 21, 189 yards, and a touchdown. James Conner ran 14 times for 98 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, Michael Wilson caught it 2 times for 86 yards. And with that being said, the Cardinals did the unthinkable. They upset the Dallas Cowboys. 28-16 is your final. For Cowboys fans, however, things look a little more bleak. As Dallas took, before this game even happened, the Cowboys defense took a major blow with corner Trayvon Diggs suffering a season-ending ACL tear during practice, which is a huge fucking blow to that defense that has been dominant over the last few weeks. Get better, Trayvon. We're hoping for a speedy recovery. For Sunday Night Football, we got the Steelers taking on the Raiders in Las Vegas. The Steelers wound up fucking spending their time at the fucking poker table, and they somehow managed to come away with a profit. For the Steelers, Kenny Pickett went 16 for 28, 235 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris ran 19 times for 65 yards, and George Pickens caught it 4 times for 75 yards. For the Raiders, Jimmy Jesus went 28 for 44, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Rip. Josh Jacobs ran 17 times for 62 yards. For receiving, Devontae Adams caught it 13 times, 172 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the night. But the Steelers will get the last laugh as they escape with the win 24-18. The Steelers' dreams are still alive somehow. God help us all. For our first Monday night matchup, because we got another doubleheader for some stupid fucking reason, we got the Eagles taking on the Buccaneers in just why. That's all I can say. Just why. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts went 23 for 37, 277 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. DeAndre Swift carried it 16 times for 130 yards, and A.J. Brown caught it 9 times for 131 yards. For the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield went 15 for 25, 146 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Rachaad White carried it 14 times for 38 yards, and Mike Evans caught it 5 times for 60 yards and a touchdown. Eagles come out with the win and their undefeated record intact, 25-11. The Buccaneers' undefeated streak is over, but a 2-1 start is still not the end of the world. Still a pretty good damn start, but it's always a story of what could have been. And for the other Monday Night Football matchup, we got the Rams taking on the Bengals, and for what was about 3/4 of the fucking game, was ground up, complete utter shit. Seriously, watch back the stream. You'll know how bad it was. It was just god awful in the first 2 quarters and some change. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford went 18 for 33, 269 nice yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Kyron Williams carried it 10 times for 38 yards, and Puka Nacua caught it 5 times for 72 yards. For the Bengals, Joe Burrow went 26 for 49, 259 yards, and an interception. Joe Mixon ran 19 times for 65 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, Jamar Chase caught it 12 times for 141 yards. The Bengals get their first win finally of the season, 19-16. They defeat the Rams. So far, I mean, Cincinnati could be on the upward track if Joe Burrow can get better, but only time will tell on how he does. And that will do it for this week's edition of Weekend Edition. Weekend Review, rather. Hope you guys did enjoy. And if you did, leave a like. Comment down below if you guys want to see anything next. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the Logical Nation. Also, check out the Twitch in the description below. Join me tonight on here at 8 p.m. Eastern for another fantasy recap. But until then, je suis le Logique Canadien. Bonne nuit et au revoir.